Hello, lovelies. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome to Be So Light. I am Felicia, as well as known as Priestess Makala, and Taino name is Niana. So, what is going on in the world? What is going on consciously? And today's topic, we are going to be talking about, that thing that makes everybody kind of do this, give the power away to fear. So, what if I told you you didn't know what fear was until somebody taught you fear? Till somebody taught it to you, or till you experience an energy encounterment with someone or something that caused you to have fear. Okay. And therefore, when you have the fear, you never really get rid of it. It's just always around. It's always, that's what you link it into, fear. So, we're going to dive into how to stop dating fear, how to stop allowing fear to come in and sit at your table and you're giving it champagne and caviar and feeding it well so you can sustain the fear. Now, I've talked about this before on my channel, and it seems like people are forgetting what the power of fear is. Okay. Also, as we talk about that, I will be diving into what is the conscious energy for this week we need to pay attention to. Because right now, all I'm seeing is everyone is getting hit with this fear energy. And it's either hitting them at nighttime when they're sleeping, or hold on one second. It's hitting them at nighttime when they're sleeping, or they are a part of this energy. Hold on. I misplaced something. Or it is a part of their energy of what they are fearing. So right now, this is the Be So Light tribe. Like and subscribe. Thank you. I want to say thank you, all my new subscribers. Thank you for joining. Thank you for being here. Wow, just look at that. I literally am getting up to 97. And it's only taken 4 years to do it. YouTube, shame on you. Okay. Shame on you. So, here we go. Let's take a look at that word fear. False evidence appearing real. Now, I remember I had a lady, I thought it was kind of cute. She seemed to think that I took her analogy of the word false evidence appearing real. I'm like, lady, I've been practicing that way before I even encountered you. I knew that way long, because the way I got introduced to it is because I lived a life of fear. I was in constant fear all the time. Oh, fear, I'm not good enough for this. Oh, fear, I'm gonna kill a patient if I'm giving the right meds. Fear, you know what happens when you live a life of fear like that? You literally will bring it to your door, because that's all you're doing is creating it. You're creating an avenue straight to you to come to you, because you are the one creating it. You're the one that's saying, I have the fear. I fear this. Okay, well, now the universe is saying, okay, you fear this. Let me go ahead and give you that. Now, the universe is not sitting back saying if something's right or wrong. It just goes with the energy. It's not sitting back saying, oh, that's the wrong kind of energy for you. Oh, that's the right energy. No, it's not doing that. It's literally going to say, if you are having fear and if you're saying, I have fear, it's going to bring it to you. That's just the way it's going to happen. So you have to step out of fear. You cannot have that energy feeding into your space. Fear. The fear. fear of I will get sick again, fear that I will not have money, fear that I am not able to have a good business, fear that I am going to die from eating the wrong foods, fear. I mean, there's so many things that we link into fear, and fear of what all of us have been dealing with for the past 3 years. Fear. What is that fear? Fear, fear, fear. How are you feeding it? How are you giving it attention? What are you doing? How are you giving it attention? Fear, 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 fear. If you just ignore it and don't pay attention to it, it goes away. It dies because it's not feeding on anything. It doesn't have anything to feed on. You're not giving it your energy. You're not giving it your attention. You're not creating the energy connection with it, the fear. Everything for the past 3 years has been based on fear. Fear, I'm gonna get it. Fear, I'm gonna have it. Just the simple fact of saying fear, you're fearful of it, creates all the symptoms in the scenario with it. It really does. And one of the things, one of my alchemy books or something I was reading. No, it was a movie. It was a movie. I can't remember what it was. It was a movie I was watching. And they literally were saying on there, and I think it was something about alien beings and humans or something. And they say, as long as we can feed you fear, we can control everything because you believe everything that you're told. They were saying humans believe everything that they're told. And you know what? It's true. At least 80% believe everything they're told. The other 20% sit back and they say, I want to think about that. But 80%, maybe 70, give or take. Maybe I'll be generous and say 70 and 30% have to investigate. I'll be generous. 70%. But think about it. You get that fear in you, and then what happens? It comes down into everything. It can ruin your business. It can take down your money. It can take down your relationship. This is a good one. Fear that, oh, if you've had a relationship that somebody played on you before, you're going to always have the fear that it's going to happen again. Period. Because you did not go in and heal that energy when it happened and work on yourself so that you won't attract that same energy. So therefore, you're always going to be waiting for it to happen again. The fear. The fear. Same thing if you were in a car accident. The fear of going through something so traumatic as that and the experience of it. And then every time when you're driving, you're constantly wondering, is that person going to put on the brake? Are they going to hit me head on? Da 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 da. It's that fear because it's linked to a trauma. It's linked to an energy of what you experience, and it's deep in the cellular memories until you go in and clear it. Because once you clear it, you're not going to be attracting it. Okay, because you're not putting out the energy signals that you're calling that in unconsciously. You're calling that in. Does that make sense? So when we go through a fear in our life, or fear, or depression, or anxiety, or sadness, and heavy, heavy loneliness energy, the fear of being alone, the fear of never meeting anybody, the fear of never getting married, the fear, not having a home, the fear, get rid of it because you put so much energy into that fear. It literally has a life force because you're feeding it until you say, I'm not feeding fear anymore. Fear is not welcome in my house. Fear is not, no, we do not live in fear here. Get rid of it. Don't bring it into your space. Get rid of it. Get rid of fear. Stop feeding it. Make today a day where you sit back and you say, okay, what have I really been fearful of? What have I been fearful of? How has it been controlling my life? And once you really decide on what that fear is, meet it head on and say, you know what? I'm sorry. You have been revoked. You are deactivated. You are no longer a part of this timeline with me. I am no longer going to be aligning myself in an energy where I'm fearful. Getting rid of that fear. Stop aligning with it. I get this all the time. People will say, "Well, how can I stop doing it?" Stop doing it. Treat it like it's a person that's coming over, and this so-called friend is name is fear. And fear is coming over to mess with your well-being, your happiness, and it's ringing the doorbell. Ding dong, ding dong, ding dong, ding dong, ding dong, ding dong. Hi, I'm Fear. Let me in. Knock, 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 knock. Come on, I'm here. I'm here. Ding dong, ding dong, ding dong, ding dong. And you're standing behind the door and you're saying to yourself, "Oh, fear is here. I really don't want to let fear in because when fear comes over, fear has a habit of messing me up. Next thing you know, I'm all discombobulated and fear leaves, and then I'm still having fear issues because I invited fear in. You see what I'm saying? Why would you want to invite fear in? Wouldn't it just be easier to just leave it outside? Don't open the door? Because if you're going to open the door, you're going to let it in. You hear what I'm saying? Think about it. Fear, fear. Let's talk about something. Let's bring out the elephant. You know, that one that we always have to shake ourselves on. It's the fear of not having money. Aren't you just tired of that? Aren't you tired of that? Fear of not having enough money. Fear of not making enough money. Fear of not I'm always getting by. I'm surviving. Fear, 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 fear and the money. Fear, 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 fear. Thank you. Fear. Stop having it. You know what? I'm going to say it like it is. Here on Be So Light, welcome, welcome, welcome. I do not sugarcoat anything. If you're expecting sugarcoat, I'm sorry. That's what a dentist is for. I'm not your sugarcoater. I'm going to say it exactly the way it needs to be said because truth needs to be said. Aren't you just tired of having people just sugarcoat stuff, fluff stuff up, and be all sweetsy nice about? No, 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 no. Fear, fear. So many people live in that fear. It controls their amount of happiness or joy. You're giving so much energy to that fear of what has not happened yet to what you are going to manifest to align with. When you have fear, it will bring it to your door. How many times have you heard that famous saying, what you fear the most, you will bring to your door? It will come and visit you because you are inviting it. Because we are so powerful as creative beings, we're light body beings temporarily in these temples. This, temporarily in this. Down here having a human experience. And when we fear and we bring that into our home, we bring that into our relationship, we bring that into our very temple that we reside in, we host it. Oh, come on now. Show me how you've been the host, the mostest. Are you bringing out that silver tray and you got that nice hors d'oeuvres and champagne, feeding fear at your table? You got a plate sitting with fear sitting there. And when we fear about money and not having it or not making it enough of it, that starts blocking everything. And let's just think about this. Why are you fearing money in the first place? It took me a long time to understand this concept. Oh my God. I was awful. It didn't matter. Nursing career, degrees, making money, it didn't matter. But man, you know what? Here's the bottom line. You get sick and then you're out for a whole almost like a year trying to recover and you don't have that money supporting you. Your savings is dwindling down. What's the first thing that happens? You start fearing, oh God, I'm not gonna have, I'm gonna be out on the street. I'm gonna da 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 da. Fear takes over. Now your energy is staying down low. Now you don't have it to heal yourself. Now you're all in that fear. Fear has controlled our earth for a very long time. It is an energy that really doesn't exist until we pay attention to it, until we give it attention. And that fear is one of the greatest things that we as beings, human beings, have to master. We have to master the illusion energy of fear. Now, I'm not saying we won't have difficult times ahead in our lives, depending on what we signed up for to experience. But there comes a time when you have to stop giving it your power. There comes a time when you have to stop doing it. The fear of not having the money, the fear of not having the home, the fear of listen to the frequency of it. I'm all about frequency, codes, and energies. Listen to the frequency of it. The fear of not having money, the fear of not having a home, the fear I can't sleep anymore, the fear I'm going to be alone the rest of my life, the fear I can't have a successful business, the I have a fear. Listen to it. I have a fear. I have a fear. What if you just flipped it and do a 9-day challenge for yourself and you don't speak of fear, you don't give fear permission. You don't give it any permission. Same as worry, same as doubt. As a matter of fact, I want you to visualize this right now. You have your nice home, you have your beautiful table set, and knock, knock, knock at the door. Oh, doubt just showed up. Okay, doubt now has plates at your table. Knock, knock, knock. Oh, fear just showed up. Okay, now they're sitting at the table. Knock, knock, knock. Oh, maybe just showed up. Aren't you tired of that one too? Maybe I'll do that trip one day. Maybe. That's all it'll ever be is a maybe because you never made the commitment to manifest it. And when we say make a commitment to manifest something, we're not talking about, oh, you're going to drop down and you're going to raise up the energy. No, 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 no. I'm just saying you didn't align yourself with it. You didn't say, yes, I'm going to that trip. Yes, I'm going to do that. Because as soon as you say yes to something, the universe gets behind you and says, okay. But if you say, oh, I got a fear, I'm not going to be able to do that, the universe says, okay. You got a fear you're not going to be able to do it. We'll support you in that. You see how that works? This is what takes so many years for all of us to figure this little concept out. But if we were innocent like children, have you ever watched a child? We were once small, but we've forgotten that gift. Remember that? Oh, mom, dad. Oh, I really want that bicycle. Oh, I really like that pretty little sweater or those shoes. I really want those shoes. And when they would say no to you, you would get around that, wouldn't you? You find a way to make that happen. If you had to go sell little cups of lemonade, 10 cents or 5 cents, go cut someone's lawn, do a little bit of making something and going around the neighborhood and selling it to your neighbors. Back in that time, it was safe to do. Now it's not. Um, Got to keep it real. And you would do these things, correct? Because you were innocent. You were in your innocence of life and going out and doing it. There was nothing in your mind that was telling you, you cannot have it because of fear. There was nothing in your mind. You just went out and did it because you imagine yourself already having it. That's where we have to be now in the newer energy that we're in. This new energy on this planet that's coming in, that has a split between the old and split into the new. Okay, you're feeling kind of split here. Okay, so one day you're feeling a little 3D and 3 and 4D, and then the next time you're kind of feeling the 5 and the 6 and 7D. But then you're kind of getting moved more over to the higher energy. There's no fear over there. All there is I am. I am now being. I am creating. I am. I am energy. Because 3 and 4 dimension is all about fear, limitations, blocking. When you live a life of fear, you are not living. You're living in the energy of fear. And that's what's holding so many people back is that energy of fear. What if you could just no longer consent to it? What if you could just didn't consent to the fear anymore? Don't consent to it. What if you did that? Hey, what if you don't consent to it anymore? What if you just said, I'm not consenting to fear anymore? I no longer look, my door. Oh, wow, look at that. My door says fear is not allowed here. I am no longer allowing fear to sit at my table. I'm no longer going to feed fear. Fear, I'm sorry, you must go. Fear, bye bye, bye bye. Okay? So I need everyone, it takes 28 days to change a habit, to change a belief. I need you for the next 28 days. Do not feed fear. I don't care what's going on outside of the realms of 3 and 4D. You gotta remember. If you need to kind of refresh yourself, watch the movie The Matrix. Watch the first one. Watch the first one again. Go back to the first one because you're gonna pick up on some words that he was saying at the very end of the movie when Neil finally becomes Neil. And when he says those words, listen to the very, very end of the movie of what he's saying on the first Matrix. It ties into everything that's happening right now. You cannot be in fear because you're not living when you are. You're constantly living in that alignment of fear. You're feeding it, and it has the utmost control over you when you give it control. When you hand your essence over and you hand your energy over to that, it's winning. You know, if you're a mother, you're worrying about your child. Yes, I totally get it. But you cannot be in fear. And this is why I say a lot of times when I'm working with my clients and we're working on things, moving out depression, anxiety, moving out those timelines that might not even be yours, that might be associated with a mother father cell or it might be associated with generation and ancestral. The fear of fire, the fear of drowning, the fear of fear. Is it really yours? Or is that a connection to a timeline of something? That fear, especially if it just shows up out of nowhere, that fear. And then we have to go all the way down, all the checkpoints to find out where's that fear coming from. Is it a past life? Because sometimes whatever we feared in the past life will follow and bleed through into our present life because it was unresolved issue. Something that was unresolved in the past has shown up in your present life, and it needs resolution, needs to be solved, needs to be healed. What could that be? Okay. So 28 days. If that's too much for you, start out small. Start with being present and not allowing yourself to get hit with the fear. And don't align yourself with energies that promote it to keep your nervous system on edge 24/7 all the time. Don't align with it. How about just staying true to the self and being aligned with that? And don't consent to fear. Don't consent to fear. Don't consent to depression. Don't consent to your anxiety. Why is it here? This is where I work with my clients and I invite them every single time. When did it start? When did it show up? What was the triggering factor? Because once you find that out, you can go back through the timeline and say, wait a minute, okay, this started when? When did this come in? What was I doing? As soon as you go back down the timeline, you can find it and heal it. Did you know, especially as mothers, if you heal your own worry, your own depression, your own anxieties, your own fear, you are healing your children at the same time, no matter where they are in the world. You're healing them because they were attached to you for 9 months in your body. And there is still the cellular memory attached to you from each one of your children. And there is nothing wrong with when you stand back and you can go, okay, where are you? Something's up. Tap that tummy. You can find that child. Somebody's not right. Call them. Your radar comes out. My mom was good at it. She's like, are you doing okay? I was feeling a little unsettled. What's going on? It's all in the belly. But it's the truth. You can heal your children, but you got to do it first so you can send it to them. So how about get rid of fear? Get rid of fear of money. Money is energy. It's a spirit. It's energy. It comes from trees. It really does. They say money grows on trees. Yes, it does. Every time you take a piece of paper out, money, whatever, it does come from a tree. There's cellular memory in that. So how about we just flip it and don't carry it anymore? Don't give it your energy anymore. How about using I am now creating, fill in the blanks. I am now living, fill in the blanks. I am now happy with, fill in the blank. I am. I am. When we go up from the soul star, that's above the crown, then you go into the spirit chakra, then the universal chakra. Then right above that chakra, you have your galactic chakra. Then the final one is your divine gateway chakra, which is the source to all there is. So when you're aligned with all of that, fear can't come up that high. I'm sorry. It can't. Fear can't come up that high. Fear likes to stay down below the heart. That's where it likes to stay, down there. Digestive issues, nausea, respiratory stuff, fear. Think about it. Think about it. Okay, so you can either do 7 days, 9 days, or 28 days. No fear. No matter what is going on in 3D and 4D. Okay, no matter what's going on, you will stay aligned in your 5, 6, and 7th and 8th dimensional self. Now you're probably saying, how do you do that? Just do it. Just say, I am, because that's your key. I am aligned with 6th and 7th and 8th dimensional energy. I'm giving myself permission to be that. Why not? It's your birthright. It's your birthright. The more you practice it, the more it becomes real to you. Because you give yourself permission. Why not? You give yourself permission this whole time to be in fear. Why can't you flip it and just give yourself permission to start living in the higher realms of energy that will produce and manifest the things that you desire in your life? Because fear doesn't have it for you. Fear is too busy, like, come give me more. Let me feed off of you. You know those shows, Charm? Remember the Charm with Prue and Piper and Prue Piper. What was the other one's name? Remember that show? And remember how they always were trying to beat the demons. They were always got to vanquish the demons. And remember that one demon that was always the invisible one, but it was always coming up. And he would always do this. I have to find out what your fear is. There it is. The fear of not having your sisters. The fear of losing your sisters. Remember that? Phoebe. Thank you. Phoebe. Remember that? It was always reading the fear. He was always doing that. That's exactly what it is. So we call it an archon. Archon beings. They are energy beings that run around and they know how to link on to people that got that fear and they amplify it. They amplify that stuff. And there's so much truth to Charm, the way they did it. At the time when you're watching it, you're saying, oh, this is just such a good magical little show. But if you go back and visit it now, being awake and your vibration is a little bit higher out of that stuff, you sit back and you're saying to yourself, thank you for the love. You sit back and you're saying to yourself, oh wow, that was right in front of my face. Yes. So everybody that watches this video, thank you so much for your love. Everyone, if you come to this video, you came to this video for a reason because it was a message. I only work with benevolent light, the divine. That's all I work with. Love. It's a message for you to stop feeding fear. Okay? Stop it. So let's take a look at what the energy is going to be like for this week. I am going to do, how many cards I have? I'm going to Shasta tomorrow. It's not going to be raining up there. I hope not. But if it is, I'll deal with it accordingly. It's not supposed to be going up too. I'm going there tomorrow. I'm going to get into some fun. You know what I mean. I'm really going to try not to come back with a crystal. Can't make any promises. I use them for everything. They all have a purpose. Everybody has a purpose. Everybody has a purpose. Okay, so let's just take a look at this. For this week, coming in on a Monday, some of us might have work, some of us might not. Okay, I got the first row ready. I'm going to pull a card there. I am working on I have a new obsession. I am making these beautiful I can't even say what they are right now because they're just, I make beautiful guardians. Let's just put it like that. They're very beautiful, and I'm hoping to gift one to a friend of mine's tomorrow. So she has no idea that I'm doing these. And now we're going to look at the magical energy of the day. What is the message? Then we're going to talk about the crystal people. Ooh, one just flew out. Okay, I'm going to keep that one. That just flew out. Didn't even let me shuffle. It just flew right out. Okay. And then this is the message. Oh, hold on. Hold on. Wait a minute. Let me shuffle you a couple more times. Hold on here. Okay, here we go. And how is it going to show up? How is it being activated for this week? There's a lot of things going on in the sky at night, lovelies, even though some of us can't see it because of all the clouds and the rain. All right, here we go. Let's take a look. First card. See, we got mental stuff going on. Are you feeling like you're in your head a lot? Are you feel like you got stuff going? You lay down and your mind is constantly going. Get yourself a crystal. Put it in your hand at night. I work with a green opal. I fell asleep with that in my hand last night. I had a green opal in my hand. Where was that green opal? Hold on a second. Don't judge me, people. Ooh, that was electricity. I think I dropped one of them. Okay, so I can't find the green opal. Oh, wait a minute. Where are you? I think that's the one that probably fell down the bed. Everything's escaping me. Okay, so I hope I say stromovite, stromerite. This one is like kind of like that seaweed stone. It's really fossilized. But when you're working with stones that's like heavy in water, it works with that emotion. Okay? Yes, I have a true bedrock. I have rocks in my bed. I'm not kidding. And then this is a black silver obsidian. This is really nice. I got this one in Shasta. So nice. He gets really good pieces of crystals. I've shown this one before. This one is a really good one too. It's good for grounding, and it's good for just kind of bringing your energy down and just having something in your hand at night to kind of quiet the mind so that you can bring it down. If you're not using flower essence like Rescue Remedy, because the flowers works on your etheric field, your subtle body field energetically to help calm you down. I'm very interested. Oh, him. Do you want to talk? Are you okay with it? This is a Zeta. This came from, I want to say Kathleen, but she's no longer on our planet. And I didn't get a chance to meet her in person. I ordered her artwork. I have an Andromeda one also. But this being kept showing up in the middle of the night, and I was going places. And this being took me to the Crystal City. Not all beings are bad. So that's one thing he wanted me to say. But when you work with the energy of it, it connects you to those higher realms of teaching crystal places. And he literally took me to where there was a huge tablet plate about, I want to say, big was it? About almost 3 to 4 stories big. Lemurian crystal, slate, where all the Lemurian crystals come from, the seeds come from. And I told the story before. When he took me there as part of the teaching, I remember he took me there and I'm standing in front of it. And he said, and this is one of our oldest Lemurian tablet slates. And it was lighting up and it had all these just graph things on it. Each little line on it was, I was just standing there like this, just looking at it. And he says, are you ready to go on to the rest of your teachings today? And I was just like, he goes, okay, I can see that we're not going to go on any further. Next thing I knew, I was back in my bed. So I woke up and wrote it down in my book. This is where I went. This is what it was. But she no longer is on the planet. And her friend, can't remember her late friend's name, is actually um, making the statues, and the statues are very much so connected to these particular beings from different solar systems, like your Andromedan being, your Zeta being, my Andromedan being. She's beautiful. Don't freak out when you see her. So this is the Andromedan one. She is just, I kept getting a visit from this lady at night, and sorry about that. And she kept showing herself like this. And I said, what is going on here? She goes, hi, I'm from Andromeda. Come with me. And I was like, what? And I learned a lot from her. And when I saw this, and then when I first came across a website that had it, I said, that's exactly what she looked like. That's what she was. Da 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 da. So I told the lady what I encountered. She made her exactly the way I saw her. And I said she had a of glistening around her head. And so she really did the artwork of her. She's quite heavy. I'm going to put her back. But this is my Andromeda. Now, if you would have asked me about it a few years ago, I would have told you, I'm not going to show anybody my Andromedan. You know, people are going to think I'm loop-de-doo and crazy. But you know what? I really don't care what people think anymore, because at least I'm standing in my truth. At least how I present myself, that's what you're getting. You're not getting shadow. You're not getting, I don't know, Fox News. Let's finish the reading. You're getting real. So the mental stuff in the head. Then when it comes down to earth, we're dealing with the solar plexus. Look at that. We're dealing with that fear energy. There's that 3. What's the emotions in the solar plexus? How is it keeping us from manifesting? What are we holding ourselves on that emotional? How's our digestive tract? That's what we're getting there. The magic behind everything, we have our psychic abilities, and that's coming online. Are you listening? Are you following through? Are you paying attention? Are you letting yourself not be fearful of your gifts? Please don't fear yourself. We're so powerful. We are so divine in so many ways. Don't fear yourself. To fear yourself is to fear the very thing that created you in creation. Why would you fear that? Okay. We have a little soul healing to do here with some tangerine quartz. This is a nice stone to work with. It's helpful with the sacral energy, and working anytime when you work with your stones and you work with a quartz crystal with it, it just amplifies the rest of the energy with that stone. It brings it up. So this is a good stone to work with. Soul healing. A lot of us are doing soul healing right now. Then we're moving into variance. So there's variance of energy, there's variance of things that we're moving through. variance of levels, being able to go up, being able to settle to go across, moving into timelines. How are you guys liking them timelines? And then, what have I been saying since the beginning of this teaching? Temple of truth, throat chakra, authenticity, and self expression. Stepping through the gates of that. This is what we're seeking. This is what we're becoming. All of us are becoming this. All of us are moving into it. So this week, this is going to be showing up. A lot of truth coming out, different variants of it. A lot of people that'll be crossing over because their contracts are done. And we're going to see a lot of that. And then what is your truth? There's a lot of 2, 3, 39 energies, 15. There's a lot of 3 and 6, 3 energy here. So what are we manifesting? It's a lot of 3 energy. Okay. So that's the message for now. Any questions? My ascension has been very interesting. Yes, Nancy, your ascension process, you're just waking up, honey. You're just remembering. All of us are remembering, but here's the thing. There's some of us that are waking up, and then there's some of us that are remembering who we are. There's a difference. Because if you remember who you are, that means you remember where you came from, you know what your gifts are, you know. So this is not the time to be fearful of your gifts. This is a time for you to have inner revolution. This is that time to be that inner energy. And that's a 42 energy. So that's that 6. That's that balance. Okay. That's that activation when you look at the strands here of the DNA activations here, the rise in that, up to that soul star, and then beyond that. Okay. That's what that is. So think about that. Write down things, especially if it keeps showing up, and don't hesitate to take action. You know, and this is where we find ourselves. Well, how do I know for sure that's what I'm supposed to be doing? If it keeps showing up, do it. If it keeps bothering you, do it. That means there's something that you're supposed to be doing. As long as it has for the highest good for yourself and others, do it. Hoka, hey. There's a hold on, I gotta open the window. Yoko, who is here? Woo! I just heard thunder. It's gonna be a big old flash. So we're gonna wrap this up really quick because I got this light here and like I don't want to be aligned. I love my crystals, but I don't need to be aligned like that. It's a lot of energy. You know what I'm saying? So I just heard that thunder. I was like, now this is the thunder that was supposed to come in yesterday. This shows you how the timelines are all messed up. Even the weather people can't get the timelines right. It's so funny. You are so welcome, darling. So be good to yourselves. Take everything lightly this week. Please do not beat yourself up on anything. Don't get involved in drama. Stay out of those energies. You have 7 or 9 days. Don't invite fear into the house. Lock it down. Say, oh, I'm sorry, I don't consent to that. Anything that doesn't feel divine to you, just simply say, oh, sorry, not my timeline, not my alignment. I don't consent to that. See ya. Just say, bye, not time for that. No. Let that be your new saying. I don't have time for that. Just even when people are doing crazy stuff, you're like, ooh, 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 you're so third dimensional. I don't have time for that. Bye. Take off that lane. And they'll be like, what did she say? Did I just get told off? I don't know if I got told off. I'm not even there to finish telling you off. I'm just saying I'm not aligning with that energy. Gotta go. All right, lovelies. Be good to yourself. Those of us that are in Northern California, Roseville, Rockland areas, Sacramento area, I think we got a little bit of thunder coming in. It's time to stir it up, manifest. Oh, yeah, that's what that energy is all about when it comes in. That's not the time to be sitting back saying, oh, it's got to storm. No, it's the time, okay, what would I like to bring in with that energy? Because that's all about lightning fast. That's all about manifestation. That's all about travel. Who is rumbling? I feel the time for magical divine. All right. Be lovely. Be happy. Be you. Know that you are worthy. Know that you are loved. Know that you're not alone. Know that you are more powerful than you give yourself credit for. You can do this. All right. This is Be So Light. Be right in your light. Be so light for yourself. And that's a wrap for today. 4, 3, 2, 1. Bye.